Welcome to segment 3 of Hilchos Brochos. We're going to be learning from the Sefer V'Sein Beracha, and we're talking over here about preparing to make a bracha. So when we prepare to make a bracha, we have to plan the appropriate bracha before we start. So you don't want to start making a bracha and then find out, oh, I don't even know what bracha I'm supposed to be making. So when a person recites Hashem's name in a bracha, he must be cognizant of how he plans to end the bracha. This is necessary because it is not respectful to say Hashem's name without knowledge of the purpose for which it is being said. It comes across as disrespectful. Therefore, before a person begins to recite a bracha, he must first determine the appropriate bracha for the item he plans to eat. For example, if one is about to make a bracha on a fruit and a melon, a fruit and melon salad, and is unsure if it will require a beire pri adam or beire pri eitz, he may not begin to recite the bracha until he determines which bracha will be required. Which, by the way, is a good reason to have one of the wonderful halachic works at home that summarize what brachas are to be said on everything, on all the different types of foods. And in case of doubt, you just simply take out the card or the book and you immediately look it up. There are usually wonderful indexes included in these svarim, and you are able to figure out exactly the correct bracha without having to delay eating by very much. That is the chatchila. That is the way things should be, preferably. B'di'evid, if one started to recite a bracha without knowing which specific bracha was required, but nevertheless recited the correct bracha, the bracha is valid. So if a person started a bracha, didn't know which bracha to make, thought about it in the middle of the bracha, and then finished off the bracha, then b'di'evid, meaning post facto, that bracha is okay. What else should one have in mind when they make a bracha? So you want to have in mind that all the other types of foods that could possibly be covered under the bracha, under the same category, will also be included. So a bracha does not always cover the foods of the same bracha category, which are subsequently brought. For example, if someone makes a bracha on an apple and subsequently decides to have some other fruit, in many cases, a second bracha will be required. Therefore, in cases where one may possibly eat additional items, the poskim advise to have specific intention when making the bracha to include any additional food or drink or the same bracha category which may be subsequently brought. So it's always a good idea to have in mind that if I'm making a bracha beire pri eitz, so that bracha beire pri eitz is going to be all-inclusive. It's not just going to be for the apple that I'm eating or the orange that I'm eating or whatever it might be. It'll also include all the other food items that could possibly fall under the same category.